Live from Cedar Crest College in Allentown, Pennsylvania, alongside Ben Marcu, I'm Joey Jarzynka on FA Euro TV for the USL League Two contest featuring your FA Euro New York and the Lehigh Valley United. Both teams, Ben, coming in with 6 points, FA Euro with 5. Originally, it was supposed to be a game on Tuesday against the Long Island Rough Riders, and that game was suspended due to lightning just 5 minutes and 7 seconds in. So both teams are vying for a spot in the top 3 of the division. We look at the division standings in the Mid-Atlantic Conference, and Reading 4-0-0 with 12 points, and in second place is surprisingly the Long Island Rough Riders with 6, and the Lehigh Valley United with 6 as well. They're both tied for second place, and FA Euro, Ben, is in fourth place, looking for a spot in the top 3 standings after this one. Big crucial contest on Tuesday. That one was rained out. Talk about the possible advantages or disadvantages from after a 3-0 loss last Saturday to Reading, and you guys get prepared for Tuesday against the Rough Riders, and only 5 minutes and 7 seconds into the contest, it's called off until tomorrow. So today is the front half of a back-to-back. Speak about the advantages of a 7-day layoff to basically having a 2-game set in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, Joey, I think the most important thing to take away from that is I think you got the most work of any of us on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And there's certainly positives to take from it. We were going to be on a 3-day rest, which is, it's okay. You don't want to have to keep playing games like that. We had 7 days. We got prepared. We had training. We had a sort of comfortable scrimmage with our reserves. So people on their way back from injury, things like that. I even got to run out in that, which was nice. And so those moments are important. People who have been playing less minutes can come out and express themselves and get confident. So we used the week as best as we possibly could, and so that's a big positive for us, getting that rest and getting sort of a different level of match freshness and confidence in. I was talking to some of the guys before the game, and coming off a loss, a 3-day rest is a short period. Yes, you want to come out the next time with more fire and really go and get it, but it's also important to get a chance in this season, which is so hectic because it's so short, to get a few days where you can really get together as a team, go over some tactical things that maybe were a little bit off. You can't fix a tactical error in one session usually. So 3 or 4 sessions, get to play a little scrimmage. That's really helpful for us.
The front half of a back-to-back that begins today, and then tomorrow a 4-game homestand beginning with the Long Island Rough Riders tomorrow at 7:30 back home at Poly Prep Country Day School in Brooklyn. We look to the Lehigh Valley United. The last 2 games, they are on a 2-game winning streak after defeating Evergreen 2-1, and then shutting out the Ocean City Nor'easters just a few days ago 2-0. So coming into this game, both teams right now, one's really looking for a win, and one, Ben, is coming in extremely hot. We look at the 2 goal scorers, Lock Haven University's Beckham Sibieski. He scored in the 10th minute of play. And then also Shippensburg University's Cole Kropnik scored in the 61st minute of play to get Lehigh Valley United 6 points on the contest just a few days ago. FA Euro has 5 points, and because of what Connor McGlynn has said in the last contest, quote, the structure, the passion, and the organization of this club, Ben, has really had a lot of these players on their heels, and they're boasting with confidence. Speak about that.
Yeah, I think you can feel it within the team. It's very different. I think and we'll get to this when we talk about the keys to the match later, but to foreshadow that a little bit, it's having the bravery to be a good team. It's in a funny way, as a player, you can get comfortable with being, we historically have not been a Reading, have not been a New York Red Bulls. And so in the conference, we've always been looking for maybe other teams to drop points, and we'll see if we can get a point here, and we beat Long Island, and so that's a big game. But this year, the mentality is very, very different. It's nobody's better than us. I think the result at Reading was pretty unfair, and not unfair in the sense, although questionable refereeing on one of them, but overall, they won the game, they deserved the points, but we showed that there's nobody better than us in this division. And so that's really important to the group, and we all feel that way. And we were discussing coming down here, Lehigh Valley, they've been in the league a few years now, we've taken every point off them.
And also, Ben, you say that because head-to-head, the FA Euro is 4-0-0 against this team, and just last season, 2-0 victories, both here and also back at Aviator Sports Complex. Czech Karambega scored the one goal along with your brother Adam Marcu scored the other goal in that final contest on July 7th, 2018, Ben. We also look at Lehigh Valley, what they've done in the MLS Super Draft. Defender Frankie Martinez was picked round 3, number 69, from UMass Lowell to the Sporting Kansas City SC. So they'll be losing one of their top-tier defenders, and they're going to be getting back a whole different squad led by Cole Kropnick and Steven Bednarski. We also look at Karamba Janae, the Tampa Bay Rowdies NPSL forward. He will not be in the lineup today. He was actually not selected in the field of 18. Ben, let's speak about what he did in the last game against Reading. A very, very difficult start for him, and he is the leading goal scorer with 2. Speak about what he brings to the table and what other players bring to the table as well in his absence.
Yeah, Karamba's a terrific player. He has loads of experience, and he's really important within the team. He's somebody that we rely on for goals. He uses that experience really well. I think he was in a really tough spot last game. He's a wide player. Sometimes he plays as a center forward. He played as a 10 in a game where we weren't going to have that much of the ball. We had to do a lot of defending. It was not a normal spot for him, and he was being asked to do a lot of different things. And when a player is not so sure of their own role, it's very hard for them to get the best out of themselves on a given day. So he worked for the team. He did everything that we could have asked for him to do in the last game, and he's getting a deserved rest today. And I'm sure that when he does come back into the team, the goals will be flowing again. He's opportunistic. He's a poacher. He's an important player to have if you need that moment of magic. So we're all excited to have him back. In his absence, we have lots of creative players. Sari Konate is going to start in the number 10 role today. He's excellent at finding pockets of space, at turning, at running at the opposition. I'm really excited for him. You'll know the numbers better, but we have a slew of 2000s in the 18 today, which is excellent for the club, and Sari's one of them, and some of our brightest stars. So we have, the next few years coming up are equally as bright.
In the starting 11 today, led in the back end by Brian and Stratton, goalkeeper Babacar Cisse, and then it is going to be a 4-3-3 schematic scheme for head coach Joe Balsamo. Leading the charge, obviously, Johan Maritzson, Kyle Parrish, and also American East defender from University of New Hampshire making his debut in the 18 today, and he will be starting is O'Neal Elias Smith. Let's speak a little bit about him because Kali Muntaha is still on the injured list. We don't know when he's coming back. He suffered the injury just a couple of games ago at home against Ocean City. We have not seen him since. Ben, speak about what you have seen from O'Neal Elias Smith, the American East defender.
Yeah, so Munta looks like he's going to be out for a little while. They've done some scans. It doesn't look great. I'm not going to say anything more now until we have further details, but texting back and forth with him, we're not sure how long he'll be out. O'Neal is a terrific player. He came up in the New York soccer scene, so a lot of us are very familiar with him, so it was pretty easy for him to acclimate within the team. He's an aggressive right back. He's a very smart player. He's picked up the system of the team within a few training sessions, which is not easy because it's a complicated system. And we're all super excited to have him. When he gets going carrying the ball, it's very difficult. People don't want to put a tackle in on him, and he's just very, very composed, and defensively he takes up all the right positions. So very excited to have him in the group. I think outside back, left and right back has become, in the modern game, they've gone from sort of the black sheep of the formation to one of the most important positions, and he's going to give both attacking and defensive thrust for us.
As we spoke about, also Tommaso Davigo will round out the defender group in that 4-3-3 scheme. Sari Konate, Jordan Schwartz, and Connor McGlynn on the USL Top 100 Players to Watch list. And forward, number 20, Roby Sila, will be making his his starting debut this game against Lehigh Valley. And rounding out the two forwards, DeAndre Gordon, number 18, and Filippo Tamburini from Canisius in the MAC Conference. So Now your keys to the game, Ben. Now that we heard the starting 11 in a 4-3-3 scheme, let's speak about your 3 keys to the game presented to you by Gabrielli Truck Sales.
Yeah, the 3 keys. The first one is be brave enough to go and win. Have a winning mentality. We're away from home. This is a different season than it's been the first few years in the USL for us. We're confident and we know that we can beat anybody. So one is have a winning mentality. Number 2 is more of a tactical situation. We've watched their film. We think we have a good system to beat them. It's important for us to target the hot zones where we've decided we want to go high pressure and go pressure them, particularly in wide areas when their outside backs have the ball, and then quickly attack through the middle of the field. So it'll be a very sharp counter-attacking game. And the third one is confidence. In order to play in a counter-attacking style where the other team, in order for you to be successful, they need to have some of the ball. They need to be starting to feel confident. That's how they expose themselves. So for a team to let the other team do that, you have to be supremely confident that your system's working, that everybody's doing their job, and that in the one moment where maybe you've been chasing the ball for 30, 40 seconds up to a minute, and you're tired and you just recover possession, the tendency is you want to hold the ball. You want that to be your rest. Can we keep it for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever. And instead, the idea has to be the system today is go hit them right away through the middle once they expose themselves by pinching it in the wide areas. And so that's what we're going to have to try to do, and that requires confidence.
So we'll see what happens. A battle for the top 3 spot in the Mid-Atlantic Division is at stake here today from Cedar Crest College in Allentown, Pennsylvania on FA Euro TV. Alongside Ben Marcu, I'm Joey Jarzynka saying so long, and we thank you very much for tuning in to the pregame show. Top 3 in the division is underway and is at stake in just a few moments. 6 points for Lehigh, and for your FA Euro New York is 5. We'll be right back on the opposite side of this break to get you ready to go for game time here from Lehigh Valley.